In this lesson, we're going to cover a brief overview of some of the major components of the Java Eclipse IDE. So I've opened up my Eclipse environment, and you'll note once again that I am using the EE version of this. So if you're just using the regular version, that's fine. You just won't see as many perspectives. We'll talk about what perspectives are and how we can change those perspectives later in our course. Right now, I just want to go over some of the major components. So go ahead and open up your Eclipse environment as well, so you can kind of walk along with me. Now you may note right away yours might have a screen that's a little different. It may start with some kind of welcome screen. You should be able to close that, and that should take you into your default perspective, which may be Java or Java EE, depending on your regular use. This one right here, we do have the Project Explorer open. Sometimes you may see the Package Explorer, which contains the server list as well, and different projects we're working on. And here our project list is showing no projects at this time. Let's start up here at the top. So the first thing we note is that we have on the top a bunch of different menus. So each one of those, File, Edit, Navigate, Search, Project, Run, Window, and Help, will give us different drop-downs, and of course there will be different options under each one. Now we'll go over most of those as we work through our course. Underneath the different menus, then we have different icons. Now these icons will also give us actions, much like the project menu. So this is our toolbar. On the toolbar we have things like File, Save. We can do some opening, printing. We can run our different programs, and you'll see some of these even have drop-down arrows next to them. So pressing one button may do one thing. The drop-down arrow may give us other options. So we'll be using those as well. And over here on the right, you see that we have the ability to open a specific perspective or switch perspectives between different ones that we may commonly use. On the left-hand side is going to be our major driver for our project. That's where we're going to have all of our files. We'll list out the different projects over here, so we'll have a tree menu that will have many different projects as we continue to develop. And under each of those, we'll have things like the specific source files for that project. We'll see that again as we continue to go. And I want you to note that you can expand, contract these lines by clicking and holding on it. So if you hover over the spot, you'll see that it changes to a left-right arrow. And you can actually drag that left if you'd like to make that smaller, so you can see your code editor window, which is going to be essentially this middle block will contain our code, and that will be able to be expanded by moving these left and right. We can also drag this part down here, down, and ultimately when we have code, we'll be able to double click on this section and open it up to the full screen, or we can use the expand buttons as well. Over on the right now we have an outline and task list for our project, which we don't have anything, and connect to Mylan. Now this is again a task manager program, which is going to be beyond the scope of our course. But we can go ahead and have that open if we'd like, or we can close it, and we can actually remove the task list or the outline by clicking on any of these X's if we'd like, and free up a little space over there as well. And we can bring menus back. If at any time you do something that you don't like, you can go to Window, and you can select Reset Perspective. That will ask you if you'd like to reset to the defaults, and you'll see that things pop up the way that we had it when we first started. So if you screw something up, just go back to reset and start over. Down here in the bottom part of our code editor, what we'll see is that we have different windows that are popping up. Markers, properties, servers, data source explorer, snippets, and eventually we'll have things like consoles, error logs. We may even have test output as we continue to work with our program. So down here will be a very nice area that interacts with the program when we're running and tells us things that we need to fix. So we'll see that as we go as well. But that essentially wraps up our quick overview of the Java Eclipse IDE program. So what we can do going forward is we can actually use this to create our Java projects.